Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in the first game of the day, episode 19. And we are here playing some MX Unleashed for the original Xbox. Thankfully, through backwards compatibility, it is here playable on the Xbox Series X, or S, sorry. We're going to play... Alright, so it looks like there's 4 races. I don't know if I'll be doing all 4. Oh, this is just a step. Wait, press B. Oh, okay. Oh, won't let me do the race again. Oh, so I have to do this one. Okay. We're going to do this one. Looks like we're all set in the event. We're ready to go. So the thing I wanted to talk about today, and I actually have a, I guess a starting point, if you will, or a reason for it. So, wait, what? Oh, it's not RT. It's not RT. I messed up. Okay. But, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Give me a second, actually. Let me figure this out. Okay, we're good. So, what I was saying was, whenever I tell these stories, right, whenever I tell stories about, like me or in middle school or something like that, I don't tell them in the sense that I think they're, like, I tell them because I think they're funny, one, but the other reason I tell them is because I always want, if whoever's listening, no matter what age they are, to just think back to these times. Whether you're in those times or think back to them, either way. But I just want people to be reminded of them, and think of this dumb times that you had. And so the story today is about me in middle school. As I've always said, peak me. But the thing I wanted to talk about in particular was like some of the dumb things that I did in middle school. Not dumb as in the sense of like I got in trouble, just dumb when you look back on it. It's like, gosh, I was such a... Whoa! I just got annihilated. Like, gosh, I was such a loser. Or, not a loser. I shouldn't say loser. I was such a weenie. So, there was... I'll word it this way. I sat at a lunch table in middle school that only had 3 people sit at it. They were 2 of my closest friends. And they were the only ones who sat there when I was in 6th grade. That was when my middle school started. And so, we're there. Sitting there. Whoa, okay, we're good. Wait, what? What do you mean off track? That's a crime. I just got put into last place because of that. But, we were sitting there. And I was at table 4. I think I said that. I was at table 4 and there was a girl I liked at table 3. And so, when you just sit in those, like, times where it's like, how am I going to somehow get this girl's attention? There's no... And for, like, the entire year, I couldn't think of anything. Couldn't. But, you know how, like, sometimes you pay for lunch and stuff like that, or you have money to buy, like, snacks or stuff like that? So, one infamous day comes where she comes over... and ask for $1. And to me, I'm like, this is it. Like, this is my moment. I could give her $1. And for some reason, I thought, next step would be marriage. But that was just middle school me's thought process. Anyway. I don't have $1 on me, though. So I get the bright idea to then offer up... For some reason, I thought even trade for $1 would be half of my pretzel. Don't know why. It did nothing. That, like, literally, but, like, here's the thing that I did, which is, like, why I said, like, why am I such a weenie? Is, like, I didn't say, do you want a pretzel, like, a piece of the pretzel anyway, right? Like, I didn't offer that as, in that way. I just threw it at her. And I remember thinking, like, now I look back on it and it's like, why did I just throw a pretzel at this girl I like why was that my thought process, my solution? And I don't know why I did, but here we are. And obviously she didn't want the pretzel. I'd like to think if I didn't throw it at her, there was a chance that she would have taken it as a trade-off and then married me, and middle school me would have rode off into the sunset happy. But I can't get back on the track. But instead, my buddy who sat at the table wound up having $1 for her. And in the end, she got her $1. But it's just those stupid things that you just wonder why you did it. And speaking of stupid things and you wonder why you did it, also in middle school, there was a point where, like, I don't know if other people just always have this thought, or if they've ever had this thought, but you ever sit there and you know how you have the ability to buy, oh my gosh, ran over that guy. You have the ability to buy like cookies and stuff like that. Like I was saying before, you bring money and you could buy that stuff if you want to, if you have the ability to. And I remember saving up money that I got from either like birthdays or stuff like that, and I took a $20 bill to school, feeling on top of the world because like $20 is the new $700 in middle school currency. And I go to myself, I'm like, has anybody ever bought $20 worth of cookies? And now these cookies are 50 cents, if I remember correctly. I believe it. No, I'm sorry, 75 cents, something like that. No, I think it went in even. So we'll say 50 cents because I feel like that when they went in even. I don't remember getting change back. Anyway, I go to the lunch aid. It's late in the lunch period, and I go to lunch aid and I said, "Can I have $20 worth of cookies?" And she looks at me, thinks about it for a second, and goes, "Sure." Without counting it, she just hands me the tray of cookies. She just hands me a giant tray. Like these things are stacked. They're not alone on there. Not alone? What the hell does that mean? They weren't single rows. These things were like cookies stacked on top of each other. And so I then proceeded to get $20 worth of cookies, which I believe turned out to be, it was 75 cents because I think it was like 30 some odd cookies. And as soon as I turned around, I have never had more eyes on me in my entire life. But they weren't eyes of like, oh my gosh, that's so funny, he just bought all those cookies. It was, oh my gosh, we need to all steal those cookies. Because let me be completely honest with you, nobody asked. Nobody said, hey, can I have some of those cookies? They all just came and took them. They all said, those are ours now. And I lost those cookies. I think of the 30 some odd cookies I bought that day, I think I only wound up eating 3. I'm almost positive I think I only had 3. And then my final story I wanted to talk about was another one of those when you're in middle school and there's a girl you like, and obviously you're trying to be super cool, as we all are. And I'm in my English class. I'm sitting next to my buddy. The whole table is filled. Like my one buddy was there with me, and he fancied the girl who was at the table, and then there was the other one who I fancied. I don't know why I used the word fancy. That was really weird, but you get what I mean. And he gets the bright idea to use me as his way of being cool. So he gets the bright idea to pull out, like when I go to sit down, he pulls away my chair to try to, like play a joke and make the girl that he likes laugh. Meanwhile, when I go to sit down and obviously not realize that chair is no longer there, I fall and hit my elbow so hard. It was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. To the point where I proceeded to cry because I was upset. I was embarrassed. My elbow hurt. And I didn't know how to cope with it. And obviously, as you could tell, that girl never wound up liking me because I sat there and cried because my chair. She laughed. She laughed at it. I didn't. So it actually had no positive effect for me whatsoever. It's actually a moment that still lives in my brain as key memory. And that's a real sad note to end it on. Just me getting laughed at. But until next time, be well.